Yeah, good morning, fellow patriots. Once again, welcome back to Zod's Vision. A lot of people might be new to this channel and may not really understand the whole basis behind my channel, but my channel is basically talking about things in the media that I feel some people should bring attention to, and some things just my political view. Now, keep in mind, I have no political alliances with anybody. I do have somewhat of conservative ways that some of the things that they see, I see, so I can kind of relate to certain things they say. I'm not necessarily against Democrats or liberals or libertarians, whatever. Socialist views may be a little funny at times, but they're all entitled to their views. But understand, I will be unapologetic about absolutely everything I say, unless it's something that's going to directly affect you personally, like, you know, you might be on the verge of hurting yourself. Then I might apologize to certain things in order to appease you and keep you from doing something that might possibly end everything for you. So like I said, unapologetic, but I just wanted to get into Liam Neeson. This particular topic has keep coming up. This guy has been getting ripped in the media, and I'm just gonna be honest. At the end of the day, every race suffers from this. Every race has felt some need to take justice and exact justice from particular individuals, whether it be white, black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. There's always some particular race that wants to do it when something happens to one of them. I mean, I'm from the 80s, and I remember when the you know, Mississippi Burning first came out. People were acting up in the movie theaters. My mom didn't want us to go because people were acting up. They see white people in the theater and they would absolutely destroy them. Some people were getting hurt real bad, and that's all out of angst over a movie that evoked a certain emotion. Now, the whole thing with Liam Neeson is he never said that he hated black people. He never said the N-word. He never said nothing like that. He may have said the black mother effer, but I mean, it's like I'm trying to figure out exactly when we will stop taking it so personal. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I know a lot of people that something had happened. A Mexican dude did something. One of their family members killed them. It's, you know, F that whatever. And then it just goes to show you that it's just not you know, it's not limited to one particular race. Every race suffers from anger. And some of it is just due to past hurt. You know, they felt they've been unjustly persecuted. And for the blacks, a lot of have been unjustly persecuted. But now we're at a time to where people are still reflecting on the past. And yes, some things do happen to certain people, and it's going to continue to happen because that's just the way life is. And until people really embrace certain things as far as sitting down, having this dialogue, it's never going to happen. You got people that, you know, they shun the police. Me personally, you know, a lot of people know about my past. It's just a cat and mouse game. Either I'm going to get away with my crime or they're going to catch me. And when they catch me, I just serve my time, and hopefully I didn't end up with life. And I didn't. And I got back on the street and I realized that there was really nothing to that life, and decided to branch out and do something a lot different. I mean, you can only do so much in that arena before you either lose your life or you just lose your life. Like, you know, end up in prison for the rest of your life and become another statistic. Now, this guy, Liam Neeson, is a good man. He's a good guy. He's a good actor. I like all his movies, you know, and a lot of people, you know, a lot of people are closet racist. And this dude, I mean, you can tell just by the way he is, you know what I mean? He's articulate. He's outright open about everything he said. He was asked a question, whether you know, how did he tap in? That's the whole thing, how it started. They asked him, hey, you know, that the new movie that he's doing, how did he tap into that rage of revenge? So what he did is he was honest and open about a time in his life where, you know, one of his good friends was raped by some black dude, and he felt some type of way about it. And he basically went out every night in order to try to find one. And he never said that he was going to go out and attack one. He was hoping that somebody set up on him. What for the people that may not understand vocabulary, set up on him is somebody trying to accost him, trying to, you know, push up on him, try to do something to him, maybe grab, hit him, whatever, you know, in order for him to fight. He never said he was going to kill the guy. He just said that he was angry enough to the point basically to where he could kill a man. And a lot of people feel that, and I just don't understand why people continue to drag him across social media. Like, it's like everybody's looking for that one outlet. You know, this white dude says something bad, so let's just go ahead and drag this dude. He wasn't in America when all this atrocities were going down with black people. He's from a whole nother country. He was fighting his own wars and dealing with his own drama. I don't know if a lot of you really know about his story, but he grew up in the time and in a neighborhood to where Protestants and Catholics were slaughtering each other. So he's seen a lot of people die on both sides, and probably had good friends and had to deal with trying to evade, not so much evade, but trying to keep itself out the middle of all that drama and still hold tight to some of his old alliances. And that's a hard thing, you know. And just like Americans, you know, we fight our own different inner wars. You got blacks that kill blacks on a daily, you know what I mean? You got some whites that might accost other whites. You got all this stuff out there, you know what I mean? All this stuff happening in different states and different, and people are worried about one guy saying that he felt some type of way because one of his friends got brutally raped. I've ran into people, you know, they were in a cage in protected custody, but they were actually in there for like raping their enemies' sisters and cousins, and thought it was just nothing, really no problem with it. And then in return, the same neighborhood that was another race that happened to be mad at him, they didn't go back and rape, but they would, you know, do whatever they had to do in order to feel that instant gratification. They felt vindicated by going and exacting that same justice on somebody else without doing the rape. It's just a tit for tat. For people that understand tit for tat, is I do something for you, you do something to me, I do something to you, and it's just an eye for an eye, you know what I mean? Or vice versa. You do something to me, I do something back to you, or do something for me, I do something for you. And that's just the way it is. But this guy was outright honest about what he thought in the past. He know that had a chance of messing with his career, but he's in Hollywood and he's being honest. How many closet racists refuse to be outright about what they say because they're fearful, you know what I mean? Some are just outright you know, basically radical and the reckless on the way they think, because they're outright and to tell you that they don't like other races. And you know, at the end of the day, people are entitled to love who they love and associate with who they want to associate with. But those are the type of cats you see. It's like, the thing I understand is you see these cats every day out here, you know, just really out in the media, hateful rhetoric and everything, and nobody attacks them. But here this guy made a mistake in his past, and he's trying to rectify that by apologizing for something that he never actually did. He may have had ways he didn't be like, oh, this N-word, you know, did this. He just felt like some black dude raped us, and she didn't tell him exactly who it was, and he felt that he had to go out and exact vengeance on at least one of them. He didn't run up and attack nobody. He was hoping that he got attacked so he could then defend himself and try to do as much damage as possible. And every race has suffered from that. There's a lot of individuals right now are going to do the same exact thing. And the only thing that's different between him and them is because they're actually going to exact vengeance. In LA, it happens all the time. Los Angeles is a hotbed for racism. And a lot of it is because nobody really wants to reach out and talk about it. Nobody really wants to sit down at the table and talk to another person. You know, the people that they would consider the most racist are not even involved in a lot of the stuff that happened on the street. What happens between Mexicans and blacks and Mexicans and Asians, and the list goes on. And nobody really wants to address that, but you'll hear people lash out about this guy, you know, oh, he's white, so, you know, everything he says got to be taken to 2 levels above, you know. I don't know Liam Neeson outside of his movies. And obviously, for anybody that's really paid attention to his conversation and the fact that he apologized and was outright explaining a story of something that happened and transpired in the past. Now, if he would have went out and he would have exacted his justice, then it would have been different. Then it would be like, okay, now you went out and participated in a hateful act because the dude was black. He never participated in it. He caught himself. You know, he went to church, he did all this. For the people that might have some sort of, you know, religious alliance or whatever, I don't really know how to say it, but for the people that might feel that are religious and really believe in forgiveness, then you'll understand that this guy never he never did anything. He just explained the story and he never acted on it. He tried and didn't work. He didn't go out and he didn't assault nobody. He didn't attack no particular race. He came to terms with the fact that it was wrong, that he couldn't justify blaming the whole race for what happened to her. It was that individual that did it. And yeah, it took him a second to get over it, but you know, he went, and you know, he's Catholic and he got his forgiveness, whatever, and he moved on with his life. Now he became a star, and you know, and just being in the, I don't know if you know about the particular area he's in, the Troubles, you know, that's when all that stuff was taken with the IRA and all that, you know, and people bombing different, you know, you're a Protestant, I bomb you, you come back, you bomb me because I'm Catholic, and it's just, so he grew up in a time where it was just as rough. So, you know, for all the people that want to jump on that hate wagon, just get up off of it, man. This dude has did absolutely nothing to you, and he was in a whole different country, you know what I mean? It's like, you can't put America's problems, you know what I mean, on somebody else. It's two different areas, two different countries, two different ways of thinking. It's just, and just because he's white don't mean nothing, you know what I mean? And you know, there's a lot of other things going down right now that people could be talking about. You know, everybody is up in arms about Gucci, and it's at the end of the day, people are going to continue buying them, and it's just, it's a proven point. You can go on IG right now and see multiple postings of it. So yeah, when it comes to this guy Liam Neeson, just leave him alone, dude. He earned his respect, you know what I mean? And he's living a positive life, and he rectified what he thought, and he was honest about it. It's like, people should be able to be honest and let you know that they used to think a certain way and change. That's the same way when people are criminals and say that they've changed, and people actually listen and hear them out, and actually some actually get jobs because they put faith in the fact that they've changed and turned their life around. It's the same exact thing. People can't pick and choose situations. So with that being said, Liam Neeson, man, I ain't got no problem with you. You're forgiven by me. You haven't did nothing wrong, man. You haven't did nothing else that no other human being hasn't suffered from them same type of emotions when they see another race do something to one of their people. And it's just the way it is, man. Human nature. Enjoy your life, man, and shake these haters. And for my patriots, I will be at you next time. My name is Zod, and welcome to Zod Vision.